Back in Abuja, the Nigerian Senate has set up an ad hoc committee to interface with the Attorney General of the Federation and the leadership of the Senate. This to address major concerns raised in some sections of the tax reform bills currently before the National Assembly. The Senate was also asked its Committee on Finance to halt all legislative action on the proposed bills pending the outcome of the meeting with the Attorney General of the Federation. National Assembly correspondent Jesu Adoye reports.
The National Assembly's leadership may have bowed to pressure from agitators against the tax reform bills as the Nigerian Senate halts all legislative action on the proposed bills. Before the day's business began, the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Jibrin Barau, disclosed plans to constitute an Adhoc Committee alongside the Senate's leadership to meet with the Attorney General of the Federation over major concerns expressed on the bills. The 11-member Adhoc Committee will be led by the Senate's Minority Leader, Senator Abba Moro.
The Attorney General of the Federation, so that we can sit and look at all the areas of disagreement and resolve them for the interest of this nation. It is therefore proposed that by tomorrow, there will be a meeting with the committee that will set up here and the leadership to sit down with the Attorney General to look at those issues and resolve them.
In another development, the Senate has summoned Nigeria's Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo and other airline operators over frequent delay and cancellation of flights. The resolution followed the motion moved by Senator Buhari Abdul Fatai, which gave other lawmakers the opportunity to voice their frustration on the matter.
That Part 19 of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority Regulation of 2023 makes provision for consumer protection in the civil aviation industry in Nigeria. However, enforcement has been an issue, as most Nigerians are not even aware that they are entitled to compensation.
Insistent delays and flight cancellations, there is no remedy. They don't give any remedy. They don't bring any succor to the people that are affected, as enshrined in the necessary international treaties and conventions regulating such acts.
Apart from the transactional effect of these delays, a businessman, for instance, who had a business meeting in Lagos, who will come to Abuja here, I will not be able to find flight to go back to Abuja, to Lagos.
It's only Nigeria that I can see government looking for business, cancelling licenses of businesses.
The Senate is putting all its cards on the table to ensure no part of the country feels marginalized in the consideration of the tax reform bills. This move by the Senate may go a long way in calming frayed nerves and reduce agitations against the bills. Jesu Adoye, TVC News, Abuja.
Ogun State Legislator Afolabi Afoakwe will have to embark on more consultations for the proposed review of the legal framework for community policing in the Nigeria Police Act of 2020. Now, this comes on a day the House advocates for the creation of the Nigeria Lithium Production Agency for the nation's economic growth. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
Barely 4 years after its enactment, lawmakers say the Nigeria Police Act requires an amendment to further strengthen it.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Ogun member Afolabi Afoakwe seeks a review of the legal framework for community policing in the Act to guarantee safety and promote community participation in crime prevention.
This bill is actually talking about crime prevention. If we have enough information and we also involve our community, it will definitely reduce drastically the level of criminal activities in this nation.
Lawmakers are divided on the bill, and the Speaker advises that it be stepped down for more inputs and returned next Wednesday for a second look. A motion calling on the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development to leverage on the provisions of the law to create the Nigerian Lithium Production Agency as a means of diversifying the nation's economy is adopted. The sponsor wants Nigeria to tap into its $700 billion worth of mining potentials.
Mining was a major contributor to the economy in the 1900s, reaching a peak in the 1950s at roughly 4.5% of GDP.
The House is seeking a probe into the Abuja Rehabilitation Center and social protection programs of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Lagos member Bashir Dawodu insists lack of effective long-term solutions to begging, such as monthly survival allowance and rehabilitation, will lead to endemic begging.
Federal Capital Territory has one semi-functional rehabilitation center in Buhari, which is underfunded and provides suboptimal services.
Outside the chamber, the NNPP Kano State Caucus in the House of Representatives rejects the tax reform bills.
The timing of the proposed reforms is particularly inappropriate given economic challenges and widespread discontent currently plaguing the nation.
Lawmakers lent support to a motion calling on the central government to increase the budgetary allocation of the Nigerian Tobacco Control Fund from 10 million naira to 100 million naira in the 2025 appropriation bill to allow for the execution of its statutory functions. Joke Edson, TVC News, Abuja.
Mrs. Veronica Kidafa Mbaya from Borno State has emerged as the winner of the Renewed Hope Initiative's #Every Home a Garden competition, and she will receive a grand prize of 25 million naira as well as an additional 5 million naira as announced by the National Agricultural Development Fund. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu announced the winner, where she also commended the women who participated for their dedication to growing healthy food for their families and the communities. Speaking at the award event, which took place at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, Mrs. Tinubu encouraged women across Nigeria to embrace home gardening, emphasizing its role in fostering food security and community well-being.
The idea of this competition was to encourage women to grow healthy food at home, to feed their families, and share with their neighbors. This is in line with the food security drive of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. I'm glad to see that this competition has created a positive awareness in home gardening for women across the country. I commend all our first-time women farmers for their passion and dedication to ensuring food security for their families and neighbors. I say well done. We were all very impressed with the quality of entries, making it hard to choose a winner. As we have promised, the winner of the #Every Home a Garden competition will be going home today with a sum of 20 million naira.
This initiative definitely aligns perfectly with Mr. President's renewed hope agenda of improving food availability and promoting nutritional security nationwide.